G'day guys, Ron here from Osborne Digital Marketing. Today I'm going to show you how to price your SEO services. Now the reason for this is I have had some people ask me in the past, however it came up in Chris Palmer's mastermind last night. There was a couple of people that don't know how to price their SEO services and they just throw a number out there to the client. That's not ideal. You want to approach it in a methodical way because at the end of the day, if you're trying to rank a $3,000 a month keyword with 1,500 bucks, it's going to be quite problematic. And you can end up doing a campaign for $0 because if you're saying it's going to cost 1,500 bucks and it actually costs 1,500 bucks and you're left with nothing, that hurts you. You're doing work for free. So that's why you want to appropriately price your SEO services. So I'm going to show you today how I do that, what I look for. We're going to pick a random keyword out as an example and we'll just crack on. I'll show you what I look for, how I do it. Now, the first thing to remember is when you're getting started and you're trying to price your SEO services, two things you have to ask the client. One, what keywords do you want to go after? What do you think will make you the most amount of money? Don't worry about rank, worry about money. No client is going to be upset with you if you 10x their revenue. They don't care what keyword it is. If you're getting more leads through their door, they don't care what the keyword is. So ask them, what is the best thing for them? Okay, what's the main type of keyword that could win them the most amount of work? Secondly, set the expectations. Ask if they have the budget, all of that. Because you want to know, like I was saying before, if it's a $3,000 a month keyword, you have to sit there and be like, mate, you don't have the budget. We're going to have to go after something similar, but not that keyword. And you have to be upfront and honest with the client because then the ceiling's set. You know, you don't hurt yourself because you've inappropriately and inaccurately priced your SEO services. So let's just say plumbers or, I don't know, yeah, let's do plumber, why not? Plumber Fort Lauderdale, let's just stick with Fort Lauderdale. Let's just say some plumbers reached out to me and said, Ron, I want to rank for plumber Fort Lauderdale. What do you do? So first thing that I like to do is I look to see the SERP. That's the main thing, guys. Start here. Okay, yeah. Good old plumber Fort Lauderdale, can't go wrong. This bloke, literally, like, this is how you SEO, lads. Literally, his name is Fort Lauderdale Plumber. Like, everything, it's hilarious. So in this example, right? Yeah, this guy cracks me up every time I see him. So in this example, right? What do you do against this guy? Going after plumber Fort Lauderdale, it's going to be hard going against him because that's literally his business name and keyword, okay? So it's going to be quite challenging knocking him out. Plus, it's his homepage. Always look at the SERP, start to see the homepage as well. You can start to see, is it Yelps? Is it, if I see Yelps and all these other directories, basically, I like thinking that it's going to be an easier keyword to go after. Google has been showing a little bit of favoritism towards basically that directory style. But I do think that, you know, with the right optimization on and off, you'll be fine and you'll be able to push them out. So basically, I just scroll down, see if it's the domains or location pages. Now, something you want to look at is to see if it's location pages. So as we scroll down further, you are starting to see more so location pages pop up. Not for the numbers 1, 2, and 3, but for elsewhere. That's something to take note of. Now, the other thing I do, I grab the main keyword, I jump over to SEMrush, and this is what I do because I just think it's a lot better to approach it this way. So I throw the keyword overview, throw it into here. And obviously you can have a look at the volume, you can check out all of this, like the extra stuff. But what I mainly do is I just come straight down to the SERP analysis, okay? Why? Because it gives me a snippet of the SERP, that's first of all. And the second thing is the backlink profile. So how many links do I need coming into that page to make it rank? Now, this is where you've got to be smart because, like I said before, the you got old mate here that is just that keyword, and then you've got the that's a homepage. That's a homepage, Angie. That's a homepage, or it might not be actually. It probably won't be actually. But that's the thing, you want to check. No, it's not the homepage. Big site though. But as an example, like you want to see, am I going against home pages or am I going against location pages? Now, if it's home pages, add a few extra dollars into your budget because it's going to take a little bit more work. Competing in a page against a home page is quite challenging. So you need to add a little bit of money into your pocket for that as well. So that's another way how you'd price it. You need to add that in, note that in. Okay, for this keyword, home pages I'm going against. Next thing, let's set up some external links. So let's do that. External links. All right. So let's start to see a bit of a number. So we've got 98, 60, 98, 65. Don't want Angie's and Yelp because they're just there on their authority. 179, 98, 65, 179. So 98, 65, 179. Okay. Now I use the median, guys. People ask me why I use this, not averages. Let me try and show you. It should be about, yeah, I think averages will skew this data. Yes, it will. It will be higher. There you go. So this is why I don't do averages. Okay. This. How many links do you want to pay for? Would you rather 114 or 98? What would your client rather spend their money on? This is quite important. I look at this because you need to find that middle number, right? Now, I'm looking at the ones up the top. I'm not looking at all of page one. I'm just looking at the ones up the top. So that's where I start to rely on my numbers for, because that's enough. If I do at least the middle amount and a little bit more, so 105 links as an example, then it should be enough. But do I need to then pay for an extra 10 links to close that gap to up to 114? No, I wouldn't be doing it. It's expensive. You lose money. So that's why I don't follow averages. So yeah, you want to have a look there. That's what I look at first of all. So I've seen that. I had a look at the backlink profile. Then I just grab the top rankers. Okay, so let's grab the top rankers. Again, this dude's like, it's a little bit challenging because he's literally gone out there and called himself this. Genius. Old mate is a glitch in the matrix. That's what it is. That's for sure. But the next thing you want to do is have a look at their traffic. Okay. So I won't go into this too much, but let's say you're trying to price your SEO services. So let's say a plumber has approached me and said, Ron, I have $1,500 a month to spend as an example, and I want you to get me at least 5 new leads every month, so to speak, which plumber, that's covering that $1,500. Okay, so what would I be doing? I'd be looking at the keywords that he gives me, and I'd obviously do a little bit of research on my end for more so specific keywords. But the main thing that I'd be looking at is the competitors, all right? I'd be seeing what other things that they're ranking for. So go in there, have a look specifically at the organic keywords. Also have a look at the pages that are winning them the most amount of traffic. So let's do that now. Okay, come on, SEMrush. Why are you so slow? Let's go. Yeah, so you can start like, just all variations of that, like genius. Yeah, that's the genius move. But as an example, here you go, like toilet repair Fort Lauderdale. So if this was a $3,000 a month keyword to go after, perhaps you don't have that. Perhaps your client doesn't have that. They only have $700, $800. Well, maybe go after toilet repair Fort Lauderdale. Maybe go after emergency plumber Fort Lauderdale. Less volume, like, and again, don't always trust the difficulty levels and the volume levels and all of that. But as you can see here, just a bit of an example, it starts to give you some ideas. So that's a little bit of a tip for you, so you can price your SEO services more accurately and more aligned with the requirements and budget limitations of your clients. So that's something that you want to look at. And the other thing, let's come up here to pages. Check out the pages that they're winning the traffic. I bet Joe Blogs here, he's going to be main. Yeah, see, look at that. Yeah, look at that. All of his traffic, like literally what? Most of it, all the keywords, it's his homepage. So I'd be looking at this going, I have someone come to me and say, Ron, I want to rank for Plumber Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to flat out sit here and say, do you want to go and get a DBA to call yourself Fort Lauderdale Plumber? Because it's the only way we're going to do it. In this situation, I would have to tell my client, look, I'll never be able to get you number one. Maybe it could happen, but with Joe Bloggs here calling his website, calling himself Fort Lauderdale Plumber, that's going to be insanely hard to get out of there. Insanely hard to get out of there. So that's something where you'd want to set realistic expectations. And this is how you can look at other pages that they're winning traffic from. Okay, so that's how you would want to look at it. You would want to have a look at, like, another thing that you want to check out, like that's sort of a bit of extra off, but coming back to the main keyword. So what I would do, let's go back. So 15 pages. This is something else that I'll give you a bit of advice for. Terry, let's open Terry's page up. Can't remember how big this one was. How many did he have again? I think this was a kind of big size. 58. So, 58 and what was it? 15. Yeah. So the sites aren't that big. Like, that's a good thing. Let's do sites. Okay. Like pages, whatever. Sites, you know what I mean. So 15 and 58. Now, why is this important? Because if you see like 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then 50, you're like, well, damn, I ain't going to be able to rank and go after that keyword until I have a 10,000 page website. Okay, very important, very, very important to have a look at and see what that is. So immediately, like, if I was to grab, let me just close these down so we're not slowing right down, but let's look down the bottom here. Local plumber, Fort Lauderdale. No, that's the best. Paradise Service Biz. I'm trying to find just a plumber with a service page. Fort Lauderdale Plumbers, Fort Lauderdale, let's see. Yeah, here we go. It's the service page. It's going to be a bit heavy, lads. Going way too hard. Yeah. So you can see 230 pages. So this is a big site. As an example, if I was this bloke right here, this is what you could, like, if this was the client that approached me, as an example. All right, so they've got the page built. That's another thing. How many pages do I need to build? Well, he's got 230, so pages are okay. So he's probably covering all of the topics. Now, this is where it gets a little bit, actually a lot important. Now, no one's going to come up to you and ask for you to price your SEO services for one keyword. It's going to be plumber Fort Lauderdale, plumber Miami, pipe repair Fort Lauderdale, pipe repair Miami, kitchen sink replacement Miami, all this type of stuff, right? They're going to ask for all of that. So you need to look at how much, and again, the same type of thing. So you want to have a look at what your client currently has, and then you want to come across and see the pages for that focused keyword that your competitors are winning for, because that's how you would focus it. You would then, if you go real deep, you can look at the internal links coming into the page. But that is a little bit further on. I think the main way to really look at it is just to see what your client has, the competitors have. Then you look at the links and content, really the main things. So now that we know that, our client has 230 pages, we're like, okay, well, most likely they're going to be covering most things. Okay. So you could sit here and be like, all right, what do they need to do? What else is required? So we know that we're going to need at least 98 links. We know that we need at least 36 pages indexed on the site. Okay, cool. Well, we've got all of that. What about internal links? How much effort do we need to do into that? And content optimization. Okay, so as an example, let's go back. I might grab Terry because I don't think that was to the root. No, it is. I want to grab, let's see. So reason I'm grabbing a location page and not the home page, it skews the numbers with the internal links, but still do it. still do it. Like you'd have a look at it, but I'm just giving you a more typical response. Every keyword, you're not going to have a bloke ranking number 1 for the keyword. But what you can do is on SEO Quake, come up to internals, right, and have a look at how many internal links they've got coming in, or how many internal links they've got on that page, sorry. So they've got 138. That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot of links that need to be done for your own. So how long will that take you to put in? You know, how long for this one piece of content? You know, as an example, I'm just going to look at the one, guys. How long is that going to take to do 138 links? Now the content. So if we look at the competitor, right? We go, okay, so he's got 2,742 words. What do we have? Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, we got to double it. So immediately, like, you know, this page is 2,700. You know, like you could go and have a look on the number 1 rankers. Admittedly, again, it's a home page, so it's skewed results. It is skewed results, but it's still the same principle, guys. And it's good that you see this, because like I personally hate, like if I'm trying to learn something and I just see that everything's nice and smooth, it frustrates the jeebus out of me, because it's not how, like, everyone shows all this smooth, perfectly functioning stuff. It's like, I've never come across that in my entire life. So as you can see, like, this guy's got less than us, but it's his home page. Like, that is the power of the home page. So I'd be looking at it and going, okay, so the closest guy that has a location page, like an inner page, so similar to what I want to do, he has 2,700 words. That's what I should be aiming for. So I'd be looking at doing 2,700 words. So now you know that you need to add a heap of content, like 1,400 extra words, whatever it was, and you need to optimize that. Okay, so there's 2 things right there that you need to do. So these are like how you would go about pricing your SEO services. Okay, so you want to have a look at that. Like, that's the first thing for this keyword. Now, how many supporting pieces of content does a client have to support this? So as an example, let's say we are doing this for our guy, you know, the guys that approached me. In this situation right here, how many additional pieces of supporting content do I need? I say comfortably 5. I say 5. But because this is a big site, they probably already have it there. So that's something that you need to look into when you're pricing the services for that keyword. But you want to at least be safe, say 5. 5 supporting pieces of content. You're going to want something in there at least talking about Fort Lauderdale twice, and you're going to want to be talking about something to do with plumbing and all of this sort of stuff specific to the Fort Lauderdale area, then perhaps something more generic. Okay, so like the best top 10 tips for Fort Lauderdale plumbers can utilize to ensure, you know, that there's no overflow into their yards. The canal, no canal overflow, or something like that, right? Something that's very focused on the area. Supported pieces like that. That's what I'd be doing. So, you know, you'd want to add that in. You know, like you can write, let's just do 3. It's going to show up anyway. Sorry, don't want to confuse people. Let's leave it as 5. I've been saying 5. Supportive. Okay. So here you go. You can start to see what you need to do. It's like, all right, this is what I need to do for this keyword alone. Okay. 98 links. Are they all the other backlinks? Are they all the craziness? Or is it just referring domains I have to go after? When you're looking to price the services, I like looking at the backlinks, but I just mainly go after the referring domains that are pointing. So in the situation, referring domain versus a backlink, it's just a referring domain is one domain, but a backlink from that one domain can come from that one domain and it can visit your page 1,000 times. Well, that's 1,000 backlinks, but it's one referring domain. So just try and go after it once. So that's where you'd have to go in, do the auditing of the backlinks, check all of that out. But if I was to look at that and be like, okay, it's not going to be 98, it'd be more realistically along the lines of maybe 25 links that I need to build. Okay, once you vet out all the additional Yelps and all that noise, you're going to sit there and be like, okay, so in total, I need to build out 25 links. That's what I need to do. Okay. Remember, I'm looking at the referring domains, not the backlink number. I'm not sitting here going 98. I'm sitting there going, okay, once I've vetted all of those backlinks, I just need one link from that referring domain. So that's why I'm saying 25. Okay, I need 25. Site's okay, I don't need to do stuff there. Okay, for me to build this, it's going to take me, 2 hours of labor. For us to have, 5 pieces, optimized content, $150 a piece, like you can sit there and be like, okay, so 5 pieces, let's do equals 150 times that by that, $750. Okay, so $750 there. So let's make this into the dollar symbol. Okay, this one content, like including additional content, maybe say another $150 for that. Internal links, 2 hours, so it's $200, let's say. And then 25 links. So if we were to go out there, build 25 links, say $100 a link to be safe, it's probably going to be $2,500. Okay, so let's make all of this cash money and do the sum. So down here, oh, you can't see behind me. So yeah, it says $3,600, but let me just do this for you. Sum, bang, let's go. There we go. So $3,600. Now, is this monthly? No, because you would split all of this up. You can't obviously just go out there and be like, no links to 25 links. It's not a smart approach. So it does need to be drip fed, but that's exactly where most of your money is going to be spent. Okay. So obviously, we're going to be spending, what's that? Bloody $900 on content, plus that $1,100 on optimizing the sites. So internal linking, everything around, structuring it all, uploading it all, doing all of that. Sit there and be like, okay, that's what that's for, $1,100 there. Now that is basically first month, but everything else, you can divide this down a bit, okay? And this is depending upon how many links should be built a month. Should it be 2? Should it be 4? Should it be 16? I don't know. And that's for you to go away and find out for your client. But that's how you can price it. As you can see, I've now put numbers to everything I need to do. So this is the one keyword. Now, obviously, after month 3, she's just flat. She's not moving. I need to do more. I would probably throw another 3 pieces of supporting content at it. If it's not moving at all, it needs either more links, it needs real traffic coming to it. Perhaps it's like Facebook. So I'd be looking at this and being like, okay, $3,600 a month, add a bit, not a month, sorry, add a bit of a buffer. And then from here, so like this is all this stuff right here, that's up front. Add some additional stuff there that you might need to spend in case it doesn't move. And then with the links, depending upon what you get your links at, what type of links you need to get, you've got to look at all of that. But you can sit here and be like, oh, well, if we spread that out over maybe 4 to 6 months, it's going to be, let's do it right now. So you do know exactly how to price your SEO services. So this divided by, let's say, 4 months. Okay. So $600 a month, all right, to build links. So that's how you can be looking at it. Okay. So if you look at it like that and go, okay, so you can go to this plumber and say, okay, for the plumber Fort Lauderdale keyword that you want us to rank to, up front, it's going to cost you $1,100 in content and optimization. Bang, that's it. Okay. Then when it comes to the backlink profile, that's going to cost you another $700 a month for 4 months. Okay. That's how you can price your SEO. Now you can either look at this and package it all in, because like I said, you're not going to get one keyword. You're going to get multiple different keywords. So what you want to do is put all of this together. So add it all together, because you have to do your technical stuff. You have to do everything else involved with it. You might have to clean up the site. It might just be super heavy. All of this other stuff. Get rid of all the old content. Get rid of all just the noise on the site. There might be a lot of work there. A lot of work. So that's why when you're doing all of this, you need to add it up step by step. Okay. But that's essentially how you price your SEO services. That's how you begin it at the start. And I promise you, if you stick with it like this, you'll be fine. You won't run into the troubles. Give yourself a little bit of a buffer just in case. And at the end of it, you can either kick it back to the client, you can hang on to it yourself for a job well done, or you can invest it back into the client's campaign for them to help them get even further up the rank. Guys, I hope I've answered the question. I hope you now know how to price your SEO services. If I have, make sure you hit that like button. It helps me out. I've taken the time to help you. Please return that favor, and I'll see you around. Have a great day. Cheers.